Hi, Brownie, Shep. Here's a new video for you. Come on, let's go. No BS diaper reviews. Brownie Shep the doggo. He's brown and he's cute. He's the puppy king. He's fair but true. When it comes to padding, he's a good boy you can bet. So get ready, get set. It's your friend, Brownie Shep.
Hey there, fellow littles and pups. I'm your host, Brownie Shepherd, and welcome to another No BS Diaper Review, where the only BS is me, Brownie Shepherd. I've got my favorite plush, and I've got my favorite sippy cup, so without further ado, let's talk about another padding product. So today on episode 121 of No BS Diaper Reviews with me, Brownie Shepherd, we're going to be talking about a company that I've never talked about before, and they're kind of new. I'm a little late to the party, so sorry. There's so many diapers out there that I'm just trying to get to all of them. But this one is by a company that just came out last September called Potty Training Dropouts, and it's the Beddy Buys! Bye-bye! No, not bye-bye. We're just starting the review. Yeah, it's the Beddy Buys, and I'll get into the diaper in a minute, but I do want to talk about the package, because you can see it's kind of got like the crescent moon, and a little giraffe, and it's definitely pastel. You got kind of like the purple kind of pastel, and then you got the blue, with the sort of name, Beddy Buys. And it says medium down there. Now, obviously, I'm a large, but I got these for friends, so that's kind of how this is working. But don't worry, I got to try them out, so don't worry, it's okay. But what I think is interesting is that this is an all-over package too, so I wanted to show it off. Why not? But on the side here, you have the longer thingy that basically says, oh, so you are basically, I'm just going to paraphrase this, but basically, so you can't keep the bed dry, and we know that. And so why not have one of these on instead of, basically wetting the bed? Or you want to pretend to be at the park? Well, you don't know about the big boy potty. So why don't you just put one of these on and save yourself the hassle? And then on the other side here, it basically says, hey, something else. Because, it's going to do that, which is just kind of funny. This one, it says, like, get on the changing table. So something very basic, but it's just kind of a cool package. I wanted to show you guys the package legitimately. But now that I have, I'm going to tear into this, and I'm going to show you the diaper itself, and we're going to talk about it. That was loud. So, here's the diaper. And this, I want to say straight up front, it's cloth bagged. So those of you littles who enjoy cloth bagged, me, I like plastic a little more, but cloth is nice in the summertime, and we're getting kind of close to that point. It's starting to get warmer out now since it's in the spring, and so this would be good for that. So it's definitely the cloth. So think like alligators and little kings and emus and stuff like that. But basically this diaper, as you can see from the front, you can have the moon, and you have the clouds, and it just kind of that purple and blue, and there's a lot of blue, but then you have these little dots kind of around it. They're gray. I think they're gray. There are these kind of little dots, and then there's like this pattern, as you can see, kind of going down the middle, that's like the stars. They're kind of yellow. It's very pastel-y, isn't it? And so the stars, don't quote me on this, they might be a wetness indicator, they might not be. You should do some research for yourself, because I haven't heard anything about it being a wetness indicator, but it's something to look into. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Either way, it's down the middle and it's stars, and it's already yellow, so but anyway, and then on the butt you have basically what I think of as the DreamWorks thing, again, because it's the little giraffe and the crescent moon, and they're kind of leaned up against it, and they got the little fishing pole and thingy on their butt. So it's definitely cute. This diaper, if I can get it open, you have four hook and loop tapes, and you can kind of see the wings a little bit. I showed them there for a second, but the wings basically have these, they kind of have the same kind of pattern going on. They have stars around, they have the little clouds around, stuff like that. And of course, it's nice and soft on the inside. You have the tall standing leg guards. That's always important. And so this diaper, again, it is a 6,500 milliliter capacity. So it's kind of right there in the middle. Not the most absorbent thing on the market, but this will take care of you for a while. And it's good. And it is nice and soft. And so yeah, I really like the diaper. It's, like I said, it's hook and loop tapes. So you can refasten them if you need to, the 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's what the tapes are for. And yeah, it's just really kind of cute. And I just wanted to show it off for you guys because, if I'm going to go to Beddy Bye, then maybe I'll need to put one of these on so my Beddy Bye can stay dry. But yeah, I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to give my review straight to cute little old you. So overall, what is my review of the Potty Training Dropouts-Beddy Bye? Well, I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. I think that they're a really cool idea. It's not the most dynamic print I've ever seen, but I mean, it's cool. And I definitely give it some points because it's blue, but I'm trying not to be biased. I'm fair but true, but I think it's kind of cute. And it being cloth back, it's definitely nice. Be aware, cloth back diapers, when you wear them, sometimes if you are a heavy wetter, then sometimes it can make your sweatpants or whatever you're sitting in a little damp. It's not linking, it's just the way that it is. I think it has to do with the cloth back itself, and so sometimes the moisture can kind of be a little damp there. It just happens. Just be aware of that, just in case you didn't know. Little food for thought. But yeah, I do think it's cute. And this company's new. As I said, they've been around since September, technically a tiny bit before that, but these diapers officially launched in September of last year in 2024. So, they're a little new. And this medium, it came out in September of 24. The large came out in October-ish, and then they just basically have announced it. As of the making of this video, they may start shipping them, but basically the tail end of April to the beginning of May of 2025 is when they're going to be launching and shipping out officially the small and the XL size. So don't worry, they got you covered. There's 4 different sizes. So I kind of like that they were transparent about that too. Sorry, I just wanted to, kind of bring that up, not to ramble, but just to be like, hey, there are 4 different sizes, and these 4 sizes, they kind of brought them out in succession. And I kind of liked that the company was trying to get off the ground and being transparent about that. But yeah, so basically these diapers, as I said, they come in 4 sizes, and the size small isn't out yet, but it is going to be a 24 to 32 inch roughly. And then you're going to have the size medium, which I just showed you today, and that's going to be 29 to 38 inches. And then you have the size large, which I wear, which is a 36 to 48 inches. And then you have the XL, which is coming out very soon, like I said, and that's going to be 40 to 56 inches. Keep in mind, if you're on the cusp of one of those, especially the small, medium, or large, maybe size up to the next one because you'd rather not be squeezed in there. You always like a little wiggle room because us littles like to wiggle, little wiggle. Anyway, so if you want to get some of these for yourself, you can get them on PTDropouts.com. They are on a few other websites like My Inner Baby and stuff like that, but their primary website is PTDropouts.com. And so you can get a 3-pack of 3, and that's going to run you about $18. And then you could get a pack of 10, which I just showed you in this video, and you can get those for about $40. And then you can get a case. Now, their cases are not 80. Their cases are 40. So if you want a case of 4D, which is 4 packs, then that's going to run you about $120. Keep in mind that these prices are only at the time of this video, and obviously I can't tell you what the prices are going to be in the future, and I don't do good at taxes. I just puppy. So yeah, I just wanted to show these off. Again, Potty Training Dropouts, they're a new company, new-ish anyway, and so yeah, definitely go give them some love and check out these diapers if you like some diapers when you go Beddy Bye tonight. And that concludes today's No BS Diaper Review episode. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it makes our plushies happy. So until next time, from this crinkly canine to all of you in the No BS crew, stay possum, love life, and play nice. Bye-bye!